All right. How's it going? I'm going to move this wire here. This is page 9. Oh, what's going on here? Are we out of focus? All right. Yeah, we're good. Um, Page 9 is the Next Stop Wonderland page. This comes before the library page, which I showed a little bit of yesterday. Um, this is going to take a while to ink. It's pretty dense, but I'm very proud of it because um, we got so much stuff going on, and I have a technique, or at least I have a strategy in mind for how I want to approach it. I started this page yesterday, and well, this is while I was watching Breaking Bad. Make sure I've got the right. Yeah, I've got the right one. And I haven't been doing this style of inking very long. I would say that my previous style of inking is probably closer to Slink here. I'm getting pretty good. Um, and then I did Unga Bunga last year, and I had some kind of breakthrough where it came out really good. It's like I learned some things. And the thing about learning is you're going to continue to do it throughout your life as long as you're still creating new things. I think if you go back and you're just doing the same thing over and over and over again, I don't think you can learn anything new. At this point, the bird goddess or demigoddess now. She's become this abstract figure, this floating head for a moment. And then she's gonna give him one final threat, chapter ending, and then we're gonna do the library. I wonder if I got that exactly backwards. Should it be the thick line? Let's say this is the thin line, that's the thick line. I think that might be right. avoid that getting too close to the edge. All right. I think I have my... I don't know if my lines are graceful enough. It feels pretty good. That one feels less good, but it's okay. Sometimes you have to go with what you can do. All right. Well, that's the basic right there. Let's see what it looks like without the pencil layer on. Yeah, that's basically everything's there. She has divine power. All right. Let's see how that's going. All right, what do you think? Test, test, test. It's the beginning of something pretty good. Okay, I'm going to leave this for right now. I mean, obviously, there's a lot more texture we could put in there. It seems like there's a ton of it. I don't want to go overboard, though. How did that look? Let's do these background sound effects. Switch into technical pen. lot of times what I draw in pencil is not exactly what I'm going to take on in the ink. So philosophy, whoops, I learned with inking class is that the ink is its own thing, you know. In the end, the pencil will be erased, and the ink is all that will remain. Maybe I should be an inker. Nah, I think I should do both. Ditko did both, you know. All these ha-ha-has. I think I have them. I don't have them in the pencils, but what I did with them, the way I did them, I think I must have erased them, is I used a really thick brush type, and I just like drew them, and then I outlined what I had done. Oh shoot, let's I like this curl. I also want to do this letter. The Bronze Age style was really great for simplifying things. Same with the manga style. I think the simplification is the way to go. The way that most comics are drawn now. I've been looking at the Dynamite version of John Carter. It's like the John Carter omnibus, and it's got Steve Sadowski on it, who is, I think he's on there for like 2 issues at the beginning, and he might come in later. I'm on issue 8 or 9 or something like that. It's awful though. this, this modern comic style is so terrible. And I know that's what people want to see, but it's terrible. It's just really lifeless, just lame. Okay. I should be drawing into, I'm going to go ahead and do it. I'm going to draw into this where the speech bubble is going to be, because I don't know how big my speech bubble will be, or if I have to rearrange it or something. I'm afraid this page may not take very long at all. I'm going to have to go in and I actually had her hair curling all the way up here before. I don't think I'm going to do that. I'd consider doing it if I didn't have her coming back in the final panel. You know, because she's a divine character. It's like she can turn into a ghost, turn ghost-like in a sort of classic way. Oh yeah. All right. I think that's looking good. And let's take a look at it without the. I think that reads, man. I kind of like where I've gotten some line variations. Let's go ahead and don't like where I left some trash outside, but there we go. This is unacceptable. Let's fix that. Okay. All right, that's looking and feeling pretty good. Let's do a bubbles layer. Since you love to raid and destroy Brillig, your doom is to bear the curse of the great dodo. Strike when you least expect it. You never know a life of peace again. I'm thinking if he won't be the dodo forever. It's just like in this next chapter, and then it's sporadic after that. It's like at the worst possible time. Oops, tangenting. There we go. And that's what makes it fun. All right, this is feeling pretty good. Let me get back into ink. I just want to imply some of the floor behind him. All right, you can see this ink here. This is me trying to figure out if it has a neck. And this is the original font I used. This font is going away. It should be gone. And I hand drew it. I did like that my own hand drawn version. I don't know if you can read that. Can you read that? And I put a skull in, and so it's not the exact same as the font. It's kind of, and it's not traced either. It's sort of, if you look at the two together, I only use parts of the letters. And that's how you get a more natural look to it. All right, let's get this. There is a panel border. Not that one though. We're gonna put our panel border. Tell you what, we're gonna get rid of layer one. And this border is gonna be called panel. And I'm gonna do the same trick that I did on the previous panel. If you remember the previous page, it's this one. I like these really chaotic. I don't know if I want to do the same trick now. Now I'm thinking about it. I think I could probably just go straight technical pen. Okay. And we're starting to get good at these things. How many pages have I done? I think I'm on. I could just look. Comic. Getting my comic tracking worksheet out. There it is right there. I am at 8 pages for 2023. Ooh, it's not great. It's only putting a 1 page every 2 days. I do have, I haven't counted them yet. So there's some pages that I've done that I haven't counted that I'll get to. I did Page of Eden. I did another page of Tarzan. And I did it in a sketchbook that I left at work. And generally I don't count it until it's on the iPad. But it's one of those things where, you'll see it. Alrighty. Sunday morning. Okay. I'm in the ink layer. Okay. Tried to do this funny thing, and what I was doing here, the reason you see this is I was trying to give him back a neck. I had kind of squashed him down a little bit too much, and I thought, okay, here's his neck. Because in a sense, we're reintroducing the character in his new form. We want to know that the audience is going to recognize it. There's some cartooning language for sure. I'm sorry, every time I draw a little sweat bead coming off of a dude like that, it always cracks me up. All right, hang on, hang on. Am I still streaming? I should be still streaming. Okay. Oh, shucks. I felt really good about that, the library scene that I did yesterday. And when that gets inked, once you have a really good establishing shot, and I'm not even going to use it it's almost like just a divider page. I actually wrote chapter 2 up here, and I put it on its own layer. That's the only thing that's on that layer. And I'll figure some way around it. But inking this is going to take a while. But, we're going from this relatively sparse look here, and then we're going to go right into um, the other thing. I think his nose. There we go. I think my sister will find this very amusing. So she was part of the D&D game where Brillig was a D&D character. Um, I'm actually kind of 100% against using characters as self-inserts. So Brillig's not really my self-insert, but it is a D&D character I played for fun. And I don't know if you've ever played D&D with me. I'm mostly into making people laugh. If I could do Friar Cornblum. Friar Cornbloom is a my crazy um, pirate monk. He's not a monk. He's just he's like a friar, right? So he's not like a monk in the martial arts sense. He's a religious man of the sea. So did I give it too much puff there? What's going on there? It's one of those things. Okay, well I'm erasing everything I did the other day. I don't like that one. How about that? One of the fun things you can do with a feathered character is you can have feathers falling off of him everywhere he goes. I like these sort of circle eyes. These sort of what is that? Life with Father. Who did Life with Father? We'll look that up. Um. Oh, it's George McManus, Bringing Up Father. I think is what it was. And then it was later rebranded as Jersey and Maggie and Jigs. Jigs and Maggie. I think that's the character. Yeah, Bringing Up Father, George McManus, Jigs and Maggie, or Maggie and Jigs. I've realized I don't like what's happening back here. You gotta train yourself to see all the problems you're causing. Let's see. Here we go. Much closer. I'm hungry and it's 10:05. That's why I'm streaming right now. I'm like, I'm gonna go down and get some tacos or something. I've got a sprained ankle, so I want a crutch here. So I can't just like be super mobile, but I'm fine. I'm all good. All right. How about that? Are we getting closer to something? You work for me and don't you forget it. So now we have the premise of the comic. Like this is the whole 10 pages is to just set up the premise of all right, you're cursed. Here's what the curse is, right? And here's who cursed you. And now the new reality, right? So then we're going to get into after the curse, of course, comes the quest. The quest is going to be just to get out of Wonderland. And that's going to involve sort of a journey through a bunch of crazy different things. And then finally, the ultimate, of course, is he's got to fight the Jabberwock. This is all inspired because I have a Jabberwock miniature I was painting. Jake Tvister, you may have seen it. Oh shit, that didn't come out good. Nope, I don't like that either. How about that? All right, let's get back to our bird goddess here. I don't want to go too. You can make fingers too long easily. And there's some similarities between the two. like her feathered forearms are the same. See these feathered forearms that he's got here should be the same as her feathered forearms. And even the feathers that are up there. Yeah, we get through that. Okay. I was listening to Narwhal and Rini, um, and they were discussing, among other things, story, which I think is good. Um, you might consider that an unlikely pairing of Narwhal and Rini, but it's a great pairing because those two cartoonists are cartoonists who, unlike most people in the doing those comics, those are people who are writing and drawing their own comic. That is to say, they don't have like a team of writers and drawers. Even Jim Rugg works with a writer, you know? All right. Female head and profile is always a challenge. Among other things, the lips are a challenge, the eyes are a challenge. And you're never sure if you got it right. I'm not sure if I got her right, but we're gonna go for it. Um, I'll just admit right up front, I don't draw from reference with people for the most part. I think that's one of the problems with a lot of cartoons, a lot of comics. Over reliance on reference for people. You've heard the opposite. Oh, you always have to draw from reference. Always draw from reference. I'm sure that's what you've heard. And I'm here to tell you that that's not always the greatest idea. Um, I would say the worst idea is where you trace it, or you have some sort of pre-drawn pose, you slap that down, and then you trace over the top of that. That's like the worst, but um, you know, if you learn to actually draw, yeah, it's true that you're going to go through a period where um, they aren't very good, and I might be in that period now, who knows? But you're never going to have that uncanny valley or unnatural or unconvincing effect. And oh my God, that John Carter, the Dynamite John Carter is so bad for the stuff that's like Steven Seagal. He doesn't know how to do it unless he's tracing it. Like, well, okay, I'll give you an example. Is he has to trace John Carter, and at the beginning part, it's kind of like a western. They're gold prospectors in New Mexico or Arkansas or something. I can't remember which. Um, and it's totally it's totally traced. It's like really bad. Like there's one scene where a dude has to he's coming into the saloon like, hey, let's go to the saloon, and he's got like both hands, boom, and he's got like a jolly look on his face as he's pushing the doors, and you can see that it was just basically some photograph that um, he either had taken or what else. I mean, it's badly acted in its original form. Oh wait, okay, and it's I don't know. The expression on the face is stupid. It's just, and then everything's super dramatic. Like at one point, the gunfight erupts. Well, first of all, um, there's kind of a confrontation in the bar, right, between the bad guys and the good guys. All right. Okay, so there's kind of a tense stare down, and then you flip the page, and they're doing like a full-on action scene where a guy is leaping through the air sideways with both guns out, and that's the first panel. I'm like, they're not. It's that's not how Western gunfights like look, dude. Like it's really fetishizing the heroes here. Like that's not what makes them heroic or interesting or tough at all. It's not fucking Bad Boys 2. Jesus Christ. Anyway, and then soon afterwards, of course, we have the scene where um, the friend they find some ore in the mountains, and the friend is sent to go off to get supplies, like mining supplies, because he knows the most about mining, I guess. And they get caught and chased by Indians or something like that. I think that's the whole point. And the the friend is wounded. John Carter, you know, gets him. He runs away to a cave. The Indians see that he's going into a certain cave, and they stop and they won't go any further because um, they know what's up or they know it's cursed. That's where John Carter ends up in Mars. He ends up in suspended animation in this cave, and then he's somehow transported into Mars. I don't know. Edgar Rice Burroughs, you were cool. Oh, where do I put the ear? Where's her ear? Oh, it's behind, so it doesn't matter. Her ear is back here. Okay. I'm just trying to get some curls in here. Okay. I'm not sure I got that right. Or that. So now we want to show, that she truly has divine power. I mean, we did show that already, I guess. It starts out here. She just looks like a woman on the staircase. Then we start to notice these crystal things, and we know that she's mad, but he's not really impressed. And she's arguing with him. But then we see this, and she grows to huge size, transforms him, and she's just like a transformed head for a moment. She has a feathered cape. Ooh, let's fix that right there. Okay, so let's talk about this John Carter thing, and then so it's really good, except for um, the comic itself. The covers are Joe Jusko, and they're amazing. The colors are super vibrant, and I think they really did kind of get a good color design. Like the red Martians really are red, um, etc. The writing seems very true to the original. I've read um, Warlord of Mars, and it seems very true to the original to me. I think that's too much of a curl. Did I go too far? Ooh, I'm going to spend a lot of time on that logo down below. All right, let's see what it looks like. I think we're good, except for this, obviously. All right, how did we do? The real question is, how do we do? I don't think that's good over here. I think we're gonna have to do a black background so that we see that the cape is not black. You know? And I think our hand's too small. Let's fix that right away. Oh, that's a little bit better. I wish I'd picked that up earlier. I need to draw with a lot of confidence. All right, there we go. Yeah, and then we're gonna put oops. We're gonna put this in black. And you never quite get perfection. I mean, I think that's what people are kind of going for now is, oh, it has to look perfect. I have to vectorize every line. I don't think that's true. Okay. Even manga has that same kind of thing where everything's very symmetrical and vectorized. And that just, you know, I heard somebody say, well, that leaves me cold. I think that's true. Does she have fingernails? I can't remember if I gave her fingernails. I didn't really. I gave her kind of bird-like hands. No, I gave her nails. I gave her nails. And not only that, oh, okay. Well, the cape hangs down, but we're assuming that it's behind. So let's find. Okay. All right, that seems to work. Now, we're going to put it on its own layer, just in case I screw it up. And, oh, let's do the bubble too first. Let's do the bubble first. All right. There we go. And white. Ultra white there. Back to black. All right, it's looking pretty good. All right, now we're going to go to this layer 10. Back to Gasinki ink. And I want to kind of do a big blocky black area and outline of her to show some contrast. And I might even bring in back in some of those crystals. I kind of show her magic at work. We're getting somewhere. With that, that's showing some good contrast. Same here. And then I'm going to spend the rest of the time working out that logo at the bottom, the lettering. The lettering is some circus font that I found. And I've been copying it, like trying to learn it as a lettering style. So like I hand drew a version of it for the Wonderland sign that appears a little bit earlier. I think it's on page 4 or 5 or something like that. But I did sort of a single line version of it where it's block lettering, you know, it's got patterns in it and stuff. Ooh, that went too far. This is where we'd be just sort of markering it out. Oh shit. Was it listening to me? It went to marker. This one. Markering it out. Nope, it didn't. I thought maybe it's got some kind of voice command thing. Okay, hang on. If I do this, and then I've got to make it a, there we go. Come on. Whew. Okay, that's looking pretty good. Part of Brillig's cartoon language when he's in the dodo form is the ability to make um, the bottom part of the beak disappear. Looks cuter that way, you know? I do the same thing with Rapid Fighter, actually. There are times when I just take the mouth part off. Oh, this is going to be tough. What if I do this and I sort of... that seems to work. Leave her a very thin white outline. How does Frank Miller deal with all this stuff? That's a technique I'll have to remember for later. Because it looks fine. Like, we didn't go very far with that. We didn't have to. All right, let's try and... You're probably wondering why I didn't do this earlier. Because that's why. Um, where's the problem? Where's the beef? There's got to be a beef somewhere. Nope. I don't know where. That worked. All right, so wherever the problem was, I don't know where. All right, here we go. There's a chance I might do a white outline on him too. Um, his outlines are not so bold that it wouldn't make sense. Kind of makes sense there. Even as the dodo, like Brillig's going to be pretty awesome, pretty tough. He's still Brillig. Oh, I had a really nice shadow here that I'm going to have to leave. Don't lose your shadow. I did it again. That seems to work. Okay. I'm going to cover up that feather, but I don't want to. Okay. Okie dokie. Karaoke. The cleavage line. You got to be careful of those because it looks exploitative if you go too far with it, and then it just looks cheesy. Am I on the right? All right. Well, right or wrong, let's go ahead and give it some texture. She's leaned over. We know that there's shadow coming down. So that we have to put in more texture. The texture is the shadow. I don't know. I've been trying to like do these studies of feathers. They're really hard to draw. I'm not sure I've got the right technique for them yet. All right, let's give her a little bit more outline. Something like that. Looking pretty good. All right. Next up, Wonderland. How do we do this? All right, let's get into the ink layer. I noticed some ink coming out here. That's too thick. Oh, speaking of which, John Carter. So I go back and I'm like looking at this dynamite, you know, John Carter omnibus, which is the first part is Warlord of Mars, the second one is Heretic of Mars or Heretics of Mars, something like that, and which is the son of John Carter and Deja Thoris. And I just started that part of it, but I decided I'd go back and look at, well, what's the Marvel one? Because I know Marvel did one. I've got several issues of it, and it's pretty good. I've always liked it, although it's very confused. If you hadn't read John Carter, I mean, it's the Marvel one is very much an adaptation where they don't go into everything. It's serialized by Roy Thomas, perfect person for it, and drawn by Gil Kane, another perfect person for it. And I'm looking at the costume, The outfit that they did for John Carter, it's just amazing. It's like the best thing I've ever seen. All right, hold on. I'm trying to get square ends on the next stop, Wonderland. I might have to do a study of the Gil Kane one because, well, first of all, Gil Kane, incredible artist. He's kind of like the man, and there's not much of the costume. It's like a harness. Um, he's got boots on. He's got like a loincloth thing. I mean, this is um, Zardoz, like Kill Raven style costume here. And what do you think of that? Oh, I don't know if I like that. How about that? This looks good. I need to significantly lower down my. I need to do this in one swoop. Pretty good. All right, one swoop. I don't know if I like that. There we go, much better. But it's the same thing I was looking at, Man Wolf, which is the Marvel Premiere issue. I haven't even actually opened that one yet and read it yet. Or reread it. I read it back in the day. I remember Man Wolf being really awesome. That's why I knew how to get it. I knew how to look for it. How about this one? That did not. There we go. The letter W. The sword Gil Kane gave John Carter was a basket hilt saber. It looked awesome. Oh, are they going with that? I don't know. Oh, I just wish that look was back. I mean, there's never going to be another Gil Kane again. Shit. And that's too bad. But I think there could be people that follow in Gil Kane's footsteps, right? I'll follow if I can. How about that? There we go. Slowly, we're going to get through this race. Okay. I wonder if I should start advertising these live streams. I don't care if anybody or if nobody watches. How much fun could it be to watch somebody draw? For me, it's like accountability. It's like, okay, anybody thinks that you're not the guy doing this or something, maybe. I don't think that would be the case. I mean, I'm too amateurish for they would think, okay. It's not like he hired somebody. He hired a ringer from the Philippines to do his drawing for him. Oh, Fred. Getting a lot of good engagement on Instagram. I think I'm just going to keep with that. Post my comics there. Do you think? Look, I put these lines underneath like there were shadows or hint of shadows. I wonder if I'm going to still do that. All right, how about this? Nope. Nope. In fact, I might even, just thinking about it, just depending on how these live streams go. And by that I mean, what's the audio quality? What's the video quality? Because you can take them and then edit them into something a little bit more presentable. I don't know. I don't really care about social media that much. Like I said, this is about accountability for me. Ooh, I was almost there. There we go. Almost, I think. I like the idea of these interior shapes across the top half. Like, once you see it in the full effect of it going all the way across, it looks pretty cool. Oh, yesterday, shout out to, God, what was his name? Um, the guy that liked and commented on some of my videos yesterday, and he was doing some, what was his character's name? Winwall? Something like that? I don't know. He was doing some inking of Peter DeLuca. Doing a good job, too. Shout out to that dude. If you want to come on anytime, man. All right. All right. How about that? Yeah, we're close. I'm at the middle point. I want to learn how to be a better letterer, at least with this sort of display lettering. A lot of times it's just a matter of eyeballing it from a font. Like go find one of those display fonts and then try and copy it with your eye. Don't trace it. I think this one is mostly traced. Like I actually had to get it on the page. It was mostly about like spacing. I wanted to see if how much spacing the letters used. But I did one for Tarzan, like on actual paper. I'm rethinking my Tarzan one. Problem with Tarzan, it's not a problem. But the thing that I didn't get about Tarzan until I started rereading all the Tarzan comics I could is that you really got to show the animals. Like the animals are super important in Tarzan. Oops. There's a few where they don't really rely on the animals, but did I go too fast on this? On this A? It's the first A I've done. How many A's are there in the world Wonderland? Just one. Yeah, just the one. Yeah. Okay, how about this? I don't like the space that's in the middle there. Am I getting tired? What happened there? I don't know if I like that line at all. Okay, how about that? Sometimes you gotta take a break just so you find yourself getting sloppy with line weights. Etc. Etc. Nope. Two D's in Wonderland. All right. So that's too close. There we go. I like this sort of swallowtail thing that it does. That's pretty cool. All right, now how about a drop shadow? Let's do a drop shadow on the whole banner. So the drop shadow will be here, here, Let's pull the other side off. The whole page. All right. Please like, follow, and subscribe. I think we got a whole page done. And I don't know, next time we'll get to work on this crazy thing. And I'll think about where the next part of the story is going. And maybe we're going to get into. I've been saying I want to do Tarzan next, so I got a couple of blank pages already. Here's Tarzan. It's scanned right out of my sketchbook. Um, there might be some redrawing, reconcepting going on. I've definitely got to put more animals in. Like maybe instead of this one, maybe he's talking to like Sheeta the panther, saying, "What's wrong, Sheeta?" You know, gotta figure all that stuff out. All right, like I said, hey, what's going on here? Oh, that's Hummingbird. No wonder. Please like, follow, and subscribe. And there will be more Brillig soon.